Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog softball. And with us, first-year head coach Marie Foster. And, Coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob.
The Bulldogs certainly in action here this spring. Hard to believe, maybe with the weather outside, but you've got a lot of games under your belts here with the trip to Florida and certainly to start GLIAC play this past weekend.
Right.
The Bulldogs, let's talk first about the trip to Florida as you got adjusted to the kids here throughout the fall and into the winter, and talk about some of the things you were able to accomplish down in Florida.
Florida was a good trip for us. We started off really strong. You know, we played 12 games in 7 days, I believe. And so anytime you're doing that, you know, you're not. And it was our first time out. We really hadn't been on the dirt, and we got outside a couple times for fly balls in a parking lot. But you know, you don't always know what to expect when you go down your first time out. And I was pretty happy with the way that we performed. I thought, you know, overall after that first week, we performed really calm. And sometimes you don't always do that when you haven't been out. And so I was pretty happy. We didn't finish as strong as we would have liked. We had a few injuries, you know, down the line there that hurt us. But hopefully we'll bounce back from that in the next few weeks.
Obviously a tremendous start, winning 6 of your first 7, second best start here in the last 15 years at Ferris State. And just talk about some of the competition down there and some of the teams you faced.
I was happy with our competition. You know, I thought we played some teams that definitely have had a lot of success in the past. And so, you know, we did our best to scout them before, going off what, you know, their spray charts from last year or some video that we might have had. And, you know, it was going to be kind of a test for us to see where we stood. And we played some strong teams. A couple teams weren't as, you know, as strong as we were expecting. But overall, you know, I thought we did a pretty good job.
Obviously, as a coach, tough when you go down to Florida like that, not having a whole lot of time outside. Just talk for your kids and how your players adjusted to being outside for maybe the first time.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I thought it was out of all the teams I've coached, I thought we started off the most calm out of almost any team that I've been a part of. And so you don't know if you've done everything that you can to prepare to be outside when you're playing indoors. And I thought we did a really good job. Our pitchers threw well. We threw a lot of live before we left. Our hitters got to see a lot of live off our pitchers. We brought in a team actually and scrimmaged in the gym, so we could see somebody else's pitcher and just put ourselves in a situation, a semi-live game situation against another opponent. And so when we went down there and even talking, you know, you reflect and you talk with your players and try to figure out, you know, is there something that we could have done more? And they were confident going out, and that's one of the biggest things. If they're confident, then you're going to play well. Obviously,
that trip over the spring break period here at Ferris State, and you come back and you've got a week or so back inside. Talk about that adjustment and how you handled that.
It's hard to do. It's hard when you're outside and you've played a lot of games back to back, and then you're back and you're in the rubber room and you're hitting in cages and you're not really getting outside for fly balls or situations. You're playing on a different surface. So the motivation of the players is something hard to, you know, work with, and you do your best. You know, we adjust our practices accordingly to, you know, what our team needs at that time. And, you know, I thought we did what we could with what we had. And we got outside. It was cold this weekend, but we managed to get them through.
This past weekend, the Bulldogs opening conference play on the road and at Ashland on Saturday, and a couple close, tough games, and then you were able to bounce back and 2 big wins on Sunday.
Yeah, we you know, game 1 against Ashland, we did everything we were supposed to do up until that 7th inning, and we started off well. We had control of that game, and we had it. You know, we dropped the ball and we didn't finish, and our players know it, our pitching staff knows it, our defense knows it, and you know, that's something that you don't like to see, especially that first conference game, because you're trying to build, you know, that momentum going throughout the next month to 6 weeks. But I think the big point with that first day is, and we didn't play the way we wanted to play, but we came back the second day, and it was colder. The conditions were worse, and we hit the ball really well. So that's you like to see that, and we don't want, you know, the first game or the first 2 games to kind of carry over into the rest of the season, and I thought we did a good job of turning that around.
Certainly put up a lot of runs on Sunday, 18-4 in game 1 and
we did.
11-6 in game 2, and it seems like as you look at it on paper, contributions from a number of different hitters.
Absolutely, and I was really happy to see that we had some freshmen really contribute in those games. And that's just, you know, when you're young and you can start to build some of that confidence and prove that you're able to play at this level. You know, we recruit them for a reason, but they still have to believe it, and by seeing that success is where they kind of develop that. So I was really happy to see some people, you know, bust out that maybe haven't, you know, performed where they want to perform. So that was good.
And certainly, I'm sure as a coach coming in for the first time, good to have some experience returning too on the veteran side in terms of your senior class leading the way. Yeah,
absolutely. We have 7 seniors, and you don't get that a whole lot in softball. Oftentimes your classes are a little more spread out. And we have, you know, Dana Bowler, who's a senior. We have Liz Hamming, who's a catcher. So they're used to playing with each other for a long time, and that's, you know, having that combo, 2 seniors, you know, a junior or a freshman, 2 seniors, you know, is always great and can add to, you know, your success. So they take on a lot of leadership roles, and some things that that stood out that I wasn't even expecting them to do, and so it really has impacted our program to kind of just. They have a lot of goals that they want to accomplish this year. This is it for them. So, you know, they absolutely step up into those leadership roles.
Obviously, here in Michigan, I always have to battle the elements and the weather, but the home opener this weekend, as you take on Lake Erie on Friday and Walsh on Saturday, and just talk about this weekend and being at home for the first time.
Yeah, you know, as long as our field is ready to go, we're going to play. The weather looks good. It's, you know, probably 20 degrees warmer than it was this weekend. So I was on the phone with our, you know, grounds crew today, and they're doing everything they can to get it ready. And I think we're ready to go. You know, I think it's nice when you can play at home and you have the support of your fans. You're not traveling as much. You don't have to travel as far. So we're ready to go.
Obviously, it'll be your first time here, at least in terms of home action.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about what you expect going to the ballpark here for the first time in Big Rapids.
My expectations are the same. I think if we're away or home, I think as far as fans go, I've seen a lot of support from the community and our parents. You know, we have people from Ohio, Illinois, and they make it to every game. So, you know, we're going to have that support at home or if we're on the road. But for me, the game plan doesn't change a whole lot as far as what we're going to do if we're home or away.
The Bulldogs certainly have a tough schedule ahead. Always is in the conference. Just talk about how important these home games are. To establish some momentum and carry over from this past Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have to, especially when you're home, you're always given a little bit of an advantage. You're not traveling. You should be more comfortable. It's your home site. And we want to create the norm early on in our season instead of, you know, like we dropped those first couple games. And luckily we turned that right around, so that wasn't going to develop into, you know, a domino effect down the road. So we need to come out and jump on these teams right away and set our tone for our team and for our conference opponents.
Well, Coach, best of luck. Congratulations again on the 2 wins on Sunday, and best of luck here at home this weekend.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.